All right. So we're going to do a little mobility, about 15 to 20 minutes. This is something that you can do when you are driving for long periods of time, just to kind of get your hips open, loosen up your back a little bit, maybe some of your neck, and just get a little bit of mobilization happening. So let's get started. So you can start by standing, and we're going to start with rolling through the head. So nice wide stance, shoulders down, just allowing your neck to be nice and long, and start to roll all the way down and around. Maintaining a slight bend in your knees. Remembering to breathe. Maybe an inhale as you drop your head down, and exhale as you roll it around. Reaching down through your fingers. And then go ahead and switch directions. So 5 times in the opposite direction. Remembering to breathe. Nice long neck. A few more here. Keeping your neck nice and long, reaching through the top of your head. Reaching down through fingertips, shoulders down away from your ears. And last one. And then just letting that head rest right there in the center. And we'll look all the way over one shoulder, continuing to reach down through those fingertips. And then switching directions. And switch. And again, switch. A few more each side. Using your breath. Exhale to turn the head. Inhale, center. Exhale, other side. And one more. And exhale, other side. And then allowing your head to just drop back. Kind of getting a stretch right there through your throat. And then interlacing your hands and have a very gentle pull onto the back of your head. And in this stance, you can kind of allow your spine to roll forward a little bit. Knees are still slightly bent, tucking your pelvis under slightly. And without really pulling with the hands, just allowing the weight of your hands to tug on that lower cervical spine. And then allowing your head to go back again. And then one more time, interlacing fingers, just a nice gentle pull. You can round your back here. And then let it kind of relax there in the center, and then we'll go to shoulder circles. So bringing those shoulders up, back, and down. Again, still having those knees slightly bent, all the way up and around. 4, one more, and 5, and then switching directions, forward. So knees maintain slightly bent, trying to bring those shoulders through full rotation. And one more here. And then we'll do nice straight arm shoulder circles. So all the way up, back and down, reaching through your fingertips. 3, 4, one more, 5, and then switching directions. So again, same slight bend in the knees, reaching all the way up and around. 2, 3, 4, and 5, and shake them out. And then we're going to go into arm swings. So arms out to the side, swinging across each side, thinking about keeping those elbows locked out. Abs are engaged. Feet are grounded and rooted towards the floor. Just allowing your shoulder blades to open as arms come in front. Allowing your chest to expand as arms come back. And relax. And here we go into rib cage. So feet right underneath your hips. And we're going to go through a little bit of a rib cage circle. So you're going to pop that rib forward, to the side, back, other side, forward, side, back, other side, and then start to connect it. Notice that hips stay still as much as possible. So you're really just aiming to get that rotation of the rib cage on an axis around the stable hips. 2 more here. Last one. And switching directions. So we'll go to the other side and giving you a side view, pressing the chest forward, side, back. You can notice that my hips stay still, but I'm allowing my pelvis to roll a little bit as the rib cage goes around. So reaching my chest forward, side, concaving the chest, other side, and then starting to connect it. A couple more. Bring your breath in, exhale to concave. And relax. So here you can actually grab your fingers in front of you, interlacing your hands, palm facing your body, and go ahead and reach your hands, palms facing forward towards the front. Give yourself a little breathe, opening up the middle of your shoulder blades, letting your head relax. And then in the opposite direction, interlacing your hands as much as you can here and think about lifting your chest up towards the ceiling, lifting your arms back. Breathe. Again, knees are slightly bent. And then we'll do the same thing again. So interlacing the hands, palms face forward, allowing your head to drop, knees are bent slightly, opening up between those shoulder blades. And then interlacing the hands behind you, squeezing those arms straight if possible, raising those arms up and opening up the chest towards the ceiling and breathe. And shake it out. And then we're going to go into hips. So feet a little bit wider this time. We're going to shift those hips all the way to the one side, forward, other side, and back. Again, I'm trying to keep my rib cage stable. So hips go to the side, forward, other side, back, and then you can start to connect them. So bringing those hips all the way around, nice big circles. And one more here. And then switching directions. So other side, forward, other side, back, and start to connect it. 3 here, and 2. One more. And letting it rest right there in the center. Coming to a side view again. You can place your hands right on your knees, nice straight back. So we're going to go through lifting the tailbone up to the ceiling here to tucking the pelvis under. So just really starting to open up the vertebra in the lower back. So lifting the tailbone up as much as you can and then tucking the pelvis under. So notice that my upper body kind of stays in the same position. It's just the spine moving. So my shoulders are essentially supporting me with those hands on the knees. Knees are slightly bent, and I'm just going through that rotation of the pelvis. So I can exhale, drawing belly button to the spine, tucking my butt under, and then inhale, lifting pelvis up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, and inhale. And then you can go ahead and stand on up. And then we're going to move into hip circles. So standing on one leg, knee can be slightly bent still, drawing that knee across your body out to the side and right back down. And we'll go for 5 in each direction. 3, 2, and 1. And then switch directions out to the side, crossing over. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then switch sides. So crossing that knee over first out to the side. See if you can keep that knee above your hip line. 4 and 5. Switching directions out to the side, cross over. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Excellent. And then we're going to do a little bit of joint mobility and waking up for the knees and the hamstrings. So bringing your hands behind the head, we're going to come into a squat, nice and easy, just as low as you feel like you can go right now. And then we're going to go to lifting those hips up with a nice straight spine, and then using our glutes to stand right back up. So we go squat, hips raise, glutes to stand up. We'll do 3 more like this. Squat, hips up, glutes to stand up. Last 2. Squat, hips up, stand up. 3. Last one, chest stage lifted, squat, hips up, and forward. And then we're going to move right to the ground. So we will start on hands and knees here. So knees directly underneath your hips. The tops of your feet should be pressing down into the ground. Think about screwing your shoulder blades in towards your body. And we're going to go for bird dogs to start. So really feeling this tension of driving your hands into your body as you drive your knees into the center line too. So you should feel like you're pulling in both directions, locking your abs in place. So with that same sort of tension, then you're going to raise one arm and one leg, extending and reaching through fingers and toes as long as you can. On an inhale, and then exhale, think about deepening your abs to drive both of those guys back to the center and switch sides. So it is inhale to extend, and exhale, drive the abs in, and switch sides. We'll do 4 more. Inhaling to extend, exhale, drive it in, and inhale to extend, reaching through fingers and toes, nice straight line here, and exhale, and switch. Inhale to extend, and exhale. Keep going. Inhale, extend, and exhale. Last 2 each side. Inhale, extend, exhale. Inhale, extend, exhale, and last ones. Inhale, extend, reach, reach, exhale. Last one here. Inhale, extend, and exhale. From here, you can sit back on your hips and kind of roll out your wrists a little bit if you need to. And then we're going to go right into cat-cow. So tops of those feet are still pressing down into the floor, knees are directly underneath your hips, shoulders are screwing into the rib cage. So your shoulders are not rounding forward, but they're pulling away from your ears. Think about screwing them in. Biceps should be facing forward. And from here, you're going to drop your chin into your chest, tuck your pelvis under, push through your hands, push through your knees and the tops of your feet, and then reverse directions. So lifting your chin up, dropping your belly to the ground, tailbone towards the sky, and reverse. So using your exhale, driving hands through, pushing tops of feet down into the floor, pushing floor away from you, and switch. On an inhale, looking up, shoulders are away from your ears, tailbone lifts up towards the ceiling, and switch. Driving knees and hands into the ground, and switch. And switch, exhale. And last one. And just let it rest there in the center. We're now going to bring those hands forward just a little bit. And we are going to straighten out those legs. So we're in a nice plank position and start to walk those hands back. Bending your knees as you need to, depending on where your flexibility is. Letting your head drop, grabbing your elbows, and just starting to let your upper body hang and shift from side to side. If you can, straighten your legs out here. Go right ahead. Think about keeping your abs engaged, letting your head hang heavy. And then weight should be distributed kind of evenly between the fronts and the backs of your feet. Very nice. So from here, I want you to think about squeezing your heels together and start dropping your tailbone down the back of your body, the back of your legs, as you slowly roll back up and restack the spine. And from here, we're going to go into a little bit of a sequence. So starting in that standing position, nice tall inhale, chest is lifted. On the exhale, you're going to drop your chin to your chest, keeping your weight towards the balls of your feet, rolling yourself down to wherever you feel comfortable, and then walking your hands out. From here, you can be on your knees or with straight legs. We're going to do one push-up. As we push away, we're going to swing one leg forward and drop that back knee towards the ground. Untuck the back toe, and we're going to rotate our arm up towards the ceiling. Hand replaces on the ground. Rotate up towards the opposite direction. Hand places on the ground. One more each side. Inhale to reach and center. Inhale, other side and center. From here, you're going to straighten out your back leg. Sweep your free leg up towards the ceiling. Think about squaring your hips off here. Chest down towards the ground. And then we come right back into our plank position. And if you're ready, we're going to do one more push-up here. Other leg swings to the side. Back knee drops, untuck your back toe. And same thing on the other side, so we'll go into rotation. So sweeping your arm up towards the ceiling and placing it back on the ground. Other side. And back to the ground. And switch. And to the ground. And switch. And to the ground. Straighten out your back leg. Sweep your free leg up towards the ceiling. Pressing your chest down to the ground. Heel to the ground as well, if possible. Think about squaring off your hips. And coming right back into that plank position, walking the hands back, letting your head drop, and slowly rolling back up using that pelvis. Keeping abs and glutes engaged as you slowly restack your spine. Head is the last thing to come back up. And we're going to do it about 2 more times with a little bit of a variation. So again, standing nice and tall. Exhale, drop your chin down to your chest. Rounding yourself forward. Walking your hands out. Knee or straight leg, push up. And we're going to bring one knee to the front. Back knee drops, untuck your back toe. Hands can be on the ground. We're going to straighten out that front leg and kind of let it wag from side to side. There you go. So allowing that foot to turn out, you're going to walk your hands away from that straight leg. Think about keeping this leg locked out and give yourself a little bit of a stretch here. Breathe. And then we'll do the same thing in the other direction. So letting that foot rotate in, walking the hands out to the other side. And breathe. Walking hands back to center, bending that front leg. Hands go on the floor, straighten out the back leg and sweep that free leg up towards the ceiling again. Think about keeping your hips square, chest pushes down towards the ground, driving your standing leg heel into the ground at the same time. And then we'll come right back to our plank position. Push up if you're ready. And swinging that opposite leg to the front, back knee drops. Untuck your back toe, straightening out your front leg. And allow that front foot to rotate out as you walk your hands away. And breathe. And then other side, allowing that foot to rotate in and walking those hands out to the side. And breathe. Trying to keep this leg locked out as much as you can. If you need to use a block here or place some sort of chair next to you for this side stretch, you're totally welcome to do that. And then bringing your hands back to center, give that leg a little bit of a wag right from the hip joint. And then bringing those hands back to the floor, go ahead and straighten out that back leg, sweeping the free leg up towards the ceiling. Chest drives down to the ground. Think about squaring off your hips. Heel drives to the floor. And we come back into our plank, walking those hands back, letting your head drop. Weight is towards the balls of your feet. Using your breath, exhale. Think about squeezing your heels towards each other as you engage your glutes. Slowly rolling all the way back up. And right to the top. One more time here. So inhale. Exhale, nodding chin down to the chest. Weight towards the balls of your feet. Walking your hands out. Kneeling or straight leg push up. And then sweeping one leg to the side. Back knee drops, and we're going to come upright to this position. If you need to put something underneath your knee, go ahead and grab it now. So we're going to start with a tucked pelvis, hip directly over that knee, and think about keeping that engagement of the glute on the back knee side and keeping that squeezing happening through the hip. Go ahead and push your hips forward slightly, and then retuck your pelvis under and start to shift yourself back. Again, think about squaring off your hips wherever that is for you. So again, tucking under at the top, hinging forward, retucking and shifting back. A couple more here, tucking under at the top, hinging forward, retuck under, shift back. Last one, tucking under, hinging forward, retuck under, and coming back. And then without the engagement of that back glute, just start to allow your hips to shift forward. Thinking about keeping this back leg in a straight line if possible. And then just breathe. If you do feel like you can engage this back glute, try it out. You should feel a deeper stretch in the front of that hip. And placing those hands back onto the floor, you can move that foot to the side, straightening out that back leg and sweeping the free leg up towards the ceiling again. Squaring off those hips, driving heel to the ground, chest towards the ground as well. Nice straight lines here if possible, straightening out both knees. And then bringing yourself back to that plank position, kneeling or straight leg push up and swinging the opposite leg to the side. Wrapping that back knee, placing something underneath your knee if you need to. And we're going to start by tucking this pelvis under. You should already feel a little bit of a stretch in the front of the quad or the hip flexor. And letting yourself hinge forward just slightly, and then tucking your butt under and hinge back. A few more times. So tucking under here, moving forward, retucking, coming back, a couple more, tucking under, hinge, retuck, and back. And last one, tucking under, forward, retucking, and shifting back. And then we'll allow those hips to just sink down towards the front. Thinking about keeping this back leg straight, squaring off the hips, so both hip bones should be facing forward. If you feel like you can engage this back glute, it'll deepen that stretch in the front hip. And then just breathing here. And then placing those hands back on the ground, moving this front foot to the side as necessary. Straightening out your back leg and sweeping free leg up towards the ceiling, chest down towards the floor, squaring off those hips, driving heel to the ground as best you can. And then bringing yourself back to that plank position, Start walking those hands back. Head drops, weight towards the balls of your feet. Think about squeezing your heels together, slowly dropping your tailbone towards the ground, rolling all the way back up. And we'll do just one or two more things. So we're going to separate those feet nice and wide and just start to kind of open up this lateral movement. So pushing your butt back as much as you can, whatever feels comfortable for you, driving through your heel to come back to center, and then other side. Back to center, other side. So we're really trying to move the hip back at the start of the movement and then drive through the heel to activate the glute to bring yourself back up. Nice. So if we're looking at it from the side, it looks something more like this. Butt goes back, knee stays directly over your heel, pushing through the glute to stand up. Same thing on the other side. So we're starting to get this lateral movement initiated, a little bit of a stretch in the inner thigh on that straight leg side. And we'll just do two more here. And last one. And facing forward again. So we'll start to allow ourselves to hinge forward, legs straight as much as you can. Think about turning your toes in, heels out, and allow yourself to just relax forward as much as possible. You should feel this in the backs of your legs. Think about engaging through the quads so your legs are nice and locked out. So coming down and relaxing as much as you can with your upper body, shifting the weight towards the balls of your feet. And we're going to inhale, straighten out our spine, and then exhale, relax it forward. And inhaling to straighten out the spine, and exhale to relax forward. Two more just like this. I'll give you a little bit of a side view. So inhale to straighten out the spine, and exhale to relax forward. Last one here. Inhaling to straighten, exhale to relax. And straightening again, go ahead and heel toe your feet back to center. And we're going to come into a wide squat position if possible. So coming down as low as you can. I'm using my elbows to drive into my knees, trying to keep my spine as straight as possible. So feet are nice and wide, toes are turned out. Dropping the hips down, using my elbows to drive into the knees. And we're just going to kind of sway back and forth real quick. And if you can keep your heels directly rooted to the ground if possible. If not, there might be a little hamstring stretching, calf stretching that you might want to do. And then from here, we're going to place both hands on the ground and allow yourself to rotate up to one side. Trying to keep those heels planted if possible. Hand goes to the ground, other side. And we'll just do two more each side here. Using your breath, exhale. And last ones each side. Last one here. Excellent. And go ahead and straighten your legs back up. Let your head drop with bent knees or straight legs. Go ahead and use your glutes again to start to roll yourself back up. And last but not least, we'll come seated to the ground. One last little spinal twist. And be on your way. So you can bring one heel in towards your seat, crossing your front knee over that knee. And think about a nice straight spine. You are going to wrap your elbow right around that front knee and really pull it into your chest. And then taking this hand and dropping it right behind your glute. And you will be pointing your fingers away from you. So we're pulling in with this arm nice and active into our chest, pushing this hand down into the floor. And you're going to inhale here. Nice tall spine, and exhale to look over your shoulder. And then inhale nice and tall. Exhale, rotate even deeper. pulling belly button in. Inhale nice and tall. And exhale, rotate. And relax. And then we'll do the other side. So bringing that other heel in towards the hip, crossing front foot over the knee, wrapping your elbow around your knee, back hand goes to the ground, fingertips pointing away from you, pulling this knee into your chest, driving your palm down to the floor if possible. And we're going to inhale nice and tall. And exhale, rotate. Inhale nice and tall. Exhale, pulling belly button into the spine. And last one here, inhale. And exhale. And slowly release. Excellent. I hope that helps to start out your morning or helps to mobilize you after being in the car for a while. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Have a wonderful day.